Hi everybody, nice to have you here. This video will be very short, and I was not sure if it's a short, full video will be in the end, but it's definitely more than 1 minute, so I have to do the full video out of it. So I hope you will enjoy it, but it will not take a lot of your time. So the question is, how many of you are using the Swagger of Adobe Commerce or Magento? And I don't know exact number because it's like very specific use cases, but by default, let's say Swagger is disabled in Magento, but the OpenAPI schema is available and you can fetch it. So why I'm asking that? Because I saw a lot of websites which built on Magento, and if you open the OpenAPI schema, you will see something like that. Even if the website is working correctly and there are no visible issues with it, you still get in the error when you're trying to open the REST schema services and then, let's say, define the services or define services all. This usually means that there are some extensions or modules that have been developed by you or by somebody else, which add in the service contracts, add in the APIs, but they're just broken for OpenAI schema generator. Why? Because OpenAI schema generator using the annotations of your interfaces to build the schema, the descriptions of the fields, get the field like possible values and so on. And if developers not much care about and there are no internal CI/CD process or static code analysis, then they just pass in the review or been deployed and then just broken the schema generation, even if the functionality itself works correctly. Because functionality I usually not rely on the annotations. But why I mentioned that? I mean, why you think it's so big problem? It's basically not a big problem. But as we started to use, for example, API mesh quite intensively, where we merge the different APIs together, we need to have OpenAPI schema available if you want to use some of the REST endpoints as a GraphQL schema. Also, several times already happened that the client asks us, hey, can you enable the Swagger, or do you have an OpenAPI schema for our integration? And then you send them a link and it's broken with internal server error details available, blah, blah, blah. All that not looks very nice. Means I would definitely recommend you to take care about this one. And then maybe also just thought about some positive moment that nobody can fetch the schema of your like OpenAPI schema of your system, but better just lock it from being fetched rather than they have an error produced. And by the way, like example, error can be produced from something like that. So here was before return this, and that's not correct. So you need to define the full path to the interface so the generator know how to behave. Or another example was here, when you define extension attributes, so defining the correct types and so on. So that's something which is, by the way, passing the Magento static tests if you run in them. Yeah, but it's failing the OpenAI schema generation. And what we did, we tried to improve the general situation, and we just added this validation to our CI/CD processes. So currently our CI/CD tool is looking like that. Which is validated in the Swagger schema before the code being merged. So we have additional layer of validation, and we can see if anything goes wrong with the schema itself. We have somewhere here we don't have a separate job for that. That's a good point. So we decided to save some time, and as we are running the API functional tests, and we just integrated it as part of this process. So if I will show you the code itself, then we have it. So after the API functional test been executed, we just add an additional Swagger status validation here by fetching the schema. And if the return is, let's say, not 200, then there's something wrong, and we highlighting that so the developer know that he broke the schema and it's need to be fixed. Yeah, that's it. As I warned you, it's short. It's kind of, 3-4 minutes. But yeah, I hope you will learn something new. If you have another use cases where you think the OpenAI schema have to be always valid, please write a comment. If you think it makes no sense at all and you think that I'm wasting my time, also please write it, because I wanted to hear some feedbacks on this one also. So yeah, please don't forget to subscribe and like the post if you like it. Write a comment if you don't like it, why you don't like it. We'll be happy to improve, and enjoy. Bye bye.